and welcome to the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Darshan Mehta. Good morning, Agam.
Good morning, Darshan. I'm Agam Vakil. The headlines. Strong start to the expiry day. Nifty reclaims 10,800. All sectors barring tech, advance, volatility declines. Open interest surges in Jet Airways as traders take fresh long positions in its stock in the December futures. Yes Bank continues to be the top loser on the Nifty after another ratings agency's ICRA downgrades the lender's credit rating, citing corporate governance concerns. And Unilever edges out Nestlé in the race for GlaxoSmithKline's consumer health unit in India, offers to pay $3 billion for 70% of the division, reports Bloomberg.
Okay, let's see what the market is doing. After a very strong start that we had to the market, it's sustaining. Come off the highs of the day slightly, but nevertheless, we are doing well as far as the Nifty is concerned. Pull up the rollovers on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, and we can see that the trend is on the positive side. So 50% rollover is quite decent that we've seen at this point of time. And as far as the Nifty Bank is concerned, let's see what it's doing. It's up almost 0.6% with rollovers at almost 42%. Where are positions being taken today? Let's see what we're seeing again. At call writers are active from levels of 10,800 to higher levels, and put writers are writing in from 10,700 to lower levels. Today in trade, obviously put writers much more aggressive in trade at 10,700 and 10,800, and at 10,900 it's the call writers that are active in trade. So in and around the 10,800 is something that we can expect the expiry to happen. So that's the general trend I'm seeing. Agam, in terms of stocks, what are you seeing?
Well, a lot of changes, I'm sure, Darshan, considering it is expiry. But let's pull up those stocks which are still seeing an increase in the November futures when it comes to OI. Let's leave Britannia out because that's undergoing a corporate action there. But if you look at something like a Torrent Pharma or Wipro, Arvind, HCL Technologies, all gaining substantially in November futures. Arvind, well, that's the one that stands out for me. It's more weakness in store. It's now at around 100. In terms of unwinding, and again, these numbers will be high considering it is expiry right now, but Muthoot Finance, Tata Chemicals, RBL, Bank, along with something like a Repco Home Finance. But I'm sure a lot of these will see rollovers into the December futures, and these numbers are likely to change going into trade tomorrow. But Darshan, what are the stocks that you're watching on today?
Yeah, there are three stocks. First of all is DV's Lab. That counter is down in trade. Off late from the recent highs that we've seen, and the way the rupee has actually now gone below the $70 barrel per mark, 70 rupee per dollar mark, we've seen that the potential upside that a lot of pharma companies had probably will not be reflected in the third quarter. DV's is a pure benefit significantly because of the rupee, because majority of its business is export and it does not hedge. So this time around we're seeing selling pressure. It's come off significantly from the highs of the day. It was trading above close to the 1600 level. Now it's close to the 1450 mark. So that's the first one. Second one I want watching is Eicher Motors. Now the rollovers have been decent. It's been all over the place. It moves. It's a large volume counter, a large value counter, but nevertheless over the past few days ahead of the monthly sales data that comes out, we're seeing that there is selling pressure that's happening on Eicher Motors. So that's something I'll watch out for. And metals as a pack has rallied today. One of the counters which has done well is Tata Steel. On decent open interest build up, it's up almost 3% in trade. The management speaking yesterday at the analyst meet gave positive commentary on how they're looking to grow the India business, focus more on the domestic business, and create value for shareholders and aid margins by getting into specialized products. So commentary was good. I think with the LME metals rebounding, metals as a pack is seeing a lot of traction. Obviously, we'll ask our guests about these stocks later. But Agam, what stocks have you focused on?
Well, Darshan, I'm continuing to track Yes Bank, multi-bagger, no more. If you had invested into Yes Bank in March of 2016, you would have made no returns. At this point in time, it is declining further by another 6.5%. And I'm going to put this question to our experts as well, whether or not the risk reward is favorable if you go ahead and short Yes Bank, even as we move into trade today. The next one on the list is, of course, Arvind, and that's the other concerning one. This is after the demerger of its retail and engineering business, and this is the standalone textile business, and it continues to decline further. Now down another 5.5% at about 102, and there's a lot of shorts building there. And And BHEL is the final stock that I'm keeping an eye on. This counter hasn't been moving too much, and today it's largely flattish, but rollovers are picked up, and okay, so we aren't really seeing too much change in open interest, but we do have the data for rollovers, so I'm going to watch out for this one as well. But those are some of the stocks that we can watch out for. Now, before we get in our experts for the show, here's a reminder: if you have any queries regarding futures and options markets, you can call us on 022-454-04141, or of course also write to us on Twitter, on YouTube or Facebook with the AskBQ hashtag. On that note, I'm going to get in our experts for the day. We have Ashish Chaturmohta of Sanctum Wealth joining us in the studio here, and Gaurav Bissa of LKB Securities, who is also with us on the show here. Good morning to both of you. Ashish, I'm going to start with you. Let's take a look at your Nifty right now. It's at around 10,800. What a move. I saw the Nifty put call ratio, which was at around 1.8 somewhat, but I reckon that will change as we move in after expiry tomorrow.
Good morning, Agam. So yes, that put call ratio is on the higher side, but obviously it's on the last day of expiry, so we need to consider the next series data. Now, considering since we have crossed the 200-day moving average, which was around 10,750 kind of area, we consolidated almost for last 4-5 trading sessions around that area, and now given a fresh breakout. So at least in a shorter term, one can assume that 10,700, 650 is now going to act as an important support for the market. If you consider the options data, clearly around 11,000 we are witnessing some amount of call writing, so extended move towards 10,950, 11,000 could not be ruled out at current levels. So I think ideally what should be the trading stop loss or trailing stop loss, it should be around 10,650. With that as a trading stop loss, I think even from current levels, 150 200 points rally could not be ruled out from current levels.
Okay, Gaurav, what about you? What's your view on the Nifty expiry today? Anything on the Bank Nifty and any strategies that you have?
Good morning. If you look at Nifty, it is on the verge of a good breakout. 10,800 has been acting as a strong deterrent. So on a couple of occasions we have talked, Nifty has been reversing from these levels. So if 10,800 is sustained, if we are closing about 10,800, it would open roads towards the level of 11,000, 11,150. That can be expired next 7 to 8 trading sessions. So there's a good chance that we can see a breakout. For Bank Nifty, we have already seen a breakout above levels of 26,500. We can now head towards the level of 26,750 kind of levels. As far as the strategies are recommended, I would recommend buying a current series 26,700 call option quoting at 20 rupees or so. When you keep a stop loss of 5 rupees, it can double from here. So I think for today, one can buy a Bank Nifty out of the money call option.
Okay, well, so that's Gaurav's strategy, and he's playing an intraday bet for November futures, or rather the November expiry, and that's the Bank Nifty buy on 26,700 call. So that's an option out there, pardon me for this. But let's move on and talk about stocks then. And Ashish, coming back to you, how are you playing stocks?
So a couple of stocks in radar are Aurobindo Pharma, the first name, because the stock has been consolidating for last 4 weeks in a range between 800, 805 on upside to 770, 775 on downside. Now, if you look at the rollovers data, clearly quite a long positive rollovers are being witnessed in the December series in this entire pharma name, and particularly Aurobindo Pharma. So I think Oro is looking quite promising. With a stop below 780, this could be initiated as a buy. On upside, 830, 840 could be a short-term target one can expect in Aurobindo Pharma. Second bet would be on Bajaj Finserv. Again, the stock has given a good breakout on a weekly chart above 5,800 levels, and with that breakout, we have witnessed almost 7-8% kind of open interest addition. So clearly, this breakout, accompanied with this kind of open interest addition, is showing good signs. I think further move towards 60 to 50, 6,300 is what one can expect in Bajaj Finserv. 5,800 should be your trading stop loss for initiating a long in this stock. And in the private sector bank, I think Axis Bank is one stock which is looking quite promising. Again, we have witnessed heavy build-up of positions in a range between 605 to 625 kind of levels. And in going forward in December series, we are seeing positive rollovers in stock like Axis Axis and ICICI Bank. So keeping that in mind, I think both corporate-led banks can see a further uptick from current levels. In terms of levels, I think Axis Bank with a stop below 624 could be initiated as a buy. On upside, 655, 660 is a short-term target one can expect in Axis Bank.
Okay, Gaurav, what's the strategy that you have stock-specific wise?
I would recommend buying Z December futures. We have seen Z has been trading on negative bias for a major part of the November series. Now it's showing signs of a good breakout. 480 has been a strong red trend. Long-term averages are also placed here. It's comfortable trading about these levels. One can buy December futures for target of 505, keep a stop loss of 482. Another name would be Adani Ports. It has been trending quite strongly, but it has an immediate resistance level of 370, 371, and a very strong one for that. So that can be sold. One can keep a stop loss of 372, sell December Adani Ports for target price of 355.
Okay, well, as discussed, let's take a look at Yes Bank right now and how that one is panning out. Ashish, there's been clear weakness, there's no doubt about that. But if someone were to go short even at these levels, do you think that would be something which could be taken?
See, structure is weak, but if you ask me risk reward, it's not that favorable. Definitely, if you ask me in terms of structure, there is a possibility Yes Bank can even shift towards the 135, 134 kind of zone. And now, keeping that in mind, since the stock has already seen a very sharp cut, the ideal way to play a weakness in the stock would be to buy put options rather than going vanilla short. So I think if someone wants to really take a negative view and want to play that negative view, then I think ideally one should buy 150 strike price put of Yes Bank.
Okay, let's get in all the viewer queries. We have quite a few queries that we need to answer. First of all, Siddharth Rawat wants to know whether it's a good idea to short Vedanta at 199 rupees. I don't know what the price is currently. Probably it will be around that level only. But Gaurav, is it a good idea to short Vedanta? It's trading at 199 only. What should you do?
There's a good resistance at levels of 200, 201. If you look at the option chain as well, 200 call option has a good amount of concentration. So I would not recommend shorting here because it's just near the resistance area. But any swing towards a level of 196, 196 half can be used for fresh shorting accordingly. Stop loss of 200, target of 188, 190. And above 200, if it sustains above level of 200, then one can be a buyer in the name. Play for targets of 210 with a stop loss of 196. So for me, the crucial level is 200. Watch out for that. If that breaks, be on the long side. If it fails to do so, you can short.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. We have Mahesh Bhai Yagnik. He says he's shorted 50 lots of JSW Steel at an average price of 315. His question is, where can I cover? So let's take a look at JSW Steel. I am actually amused with okay, never mind. Anyways, it's currently at around 312, 313 odd. So it's he's making a profit of around 2.5 odd points. Ashish, what would you recommend? Where can he cover his shorts right now?
I think he should cover his shorts because after 4 weeks of drop, this is the in last 2 trading sessions we are seeing some kind of base getting built, and now there's a recovery which we are witnessing in the metal basket. Right. So whenever this recovery will come, there will be at least 3 to 4% kind of jump before any next round of reversal coming. So ideally, I think these stocks are in a reversal mode. It's better to avoid any aggressive short at these levels. Even if he wants to continue short, then I think 316 should be his trading stop loss for continuing to hold this short positions.
Sure.
Okay, the next one is from Ankur Sachan. He wants a view on Oil India December futures. Should he buy it? Ashish, you can take this one. The query from Ankur.
Very, very sideways counter. Only thing is it's range bound. On downside 196, 195 is a key support. So keep that as a stop loss. On upside 205, 206 could be seen, but I don't see any major strength in the stock. It would trade in a range between 195 to 205 for next couple of few trading sessions.
Okay. We also have Shivani Dhanuka, who's shorted 10 lots of Yes Bank at an average price of 188. I'm sure Shivani is making a windfall, but she wants to know what the strategy is. We've already spoken to Ashish about this one, so I'm going to take this over to Gaurav. Gaurav, what would you advise Shivani to do? She's shorted Yes Bank at 188.
I mean, that's it's a brilliant trade to talk about, and I think as Ashish mentioned earlier, it can slip even to further lower levels. Play with trailing stop losses. 157 should be the trailing stop loss. If it fails to sustain levels above 150, it can go towards 142, 143 in next 3-4 trading sessions. I think with the kind of move that we've seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty today, it's still not participating. There's a chance that you may see some more pressure going ahead. So play with trailing stop losses. Targets would be 142.
Okay, so I believe each lot of Yes Bank is 1700, so that's 17,000 shares that's been shorted. So that's quite something.
Right, but Ashish, come in on this one. Can you use options to hedge this position?
Yeah, definitely. Since the strategy is deeply, since the shorting is deep in the money, and already she's in the money almost 25-27 rupees. What we generally do is whenever we are deep in the money in a short position, we try to continue the short position and hedge the short position by buying a out of the money call option.
Right.
So here in this case 160 call option, if she buys against the entire short position, even if the stock recovers sharply, the profit is protected till 160. So if the stock moves above 160, then she's going to make money till at least 160 odd zone.
Right.
But if there's a further drop in the stock, then she might not get the entire benefit of the dip from current levels, but at least a 50 to 70% kind of drop she will be able to make out of it. So I think what we do is continue the short position by buying a 160 strike price call options.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is from Rajas Doshi. He wants a view on Axis Bank. He hasn't asked whether he wants to go long or short, but Gaurav, if someone has to take a position on Yes Bank at this point of time, what should he do?
Yeah, Axis is stuck in the range. I would recommend either to play on dips. Any dip towards level of 620 would be a lucrative buy, and if not, the breakouts would be seen if it sustains above the level of 638, 640. So buy above 638, 640, keep a stop loss of 628 on the upside, 660, 662 can be seen, or you wait for a dip. At the current prices, it's stuck in the range. Do not try to preempt whether it will give a breakout on the upside or it will see a small breakdown on the lower end. I would not recommend that, but buy only above breakout levels.
All right. I did want to address one other stock here, and that's Arvind. Now, I'm sure that there won't be enough data, especially given the fact that it's just undergone a demerger right now, and it is declining by around 4.4%, and its rollovers, of course, have picked up. I'm assuming the rollovers are towards the short side, considering the data that we have over the last couple of days. Gaurav, can I come back to you on Arvind? What would you advise viewers to do right now with this one? More shorts advised, or you wouldn't want to take a chance here?
I would not be in the clear portion to recommend, because the data history is very, very small. So on intraday basis, on a basis of few candles, if I say something to buy or sell, it would not be very wise and it would not be very, very ethical from my end. So I would not be able to speak on it for the time being.
Okay, let's take the next query, and that is from Ramu A. He wants a Nifty Bank. He wants a view on the Nifty Bank 26,100 put for the December expiry. What should he do at this point of time? Ashish, 26,100 put for the December series. Let's pull up what the price is and what should he do?
So, Darshan, at least in a shorter term, the trend is quite positive. In fact, in Nifty, we have crossed the 200-day moving average. So, in terms of Bank Nifty, unless we don't see a clear break below 26,300, it will be very difficult to take a call that whether we should short Bank Nifty or not. But once 26,300 is breached, then one can, at least start looking for some shorting opportunities, but not at current levels, because it's a breakout which has taken place. So, it might consolidate. It's not necessary that we might see a very strong up move from current levels, but it might consolidate in a range between 26,300 to 27,000 zones. So keeping that in mind, I would avoid going any shorts in or taking puts in Nifty Bank Nifty put option.
Okay, that's the view.
All right. Let's pull up Granules India as well. Now, this one's an interesting one because it's starting to get back into, it's starting to become a little more liquid. It had gotten off the radar. Now, there you have it. There's very little change in the December futures, and November futures, well, it's not looking too much.
That's because this is the last series that granules.
Okay,
it's not there in the F&O from the next
so it
series.
moves out of the futures and options space, and okay, so there you have it. That's up to as much as 3%. So I'm going to leave this one out actually. I'm going to move on to the next one and talk about Max Financial, because this is the other one which is also seeing a lot of traction, and this one is advancing by around 1.5%. We have seen rollovers pick up here as well, and well, we do have plenty of queries on Max Financial on Ask BQ, but I'm going to take this one considering it is in the futures and options space. So Ashish, how would you go about Max Financial right now?
No, so I think here you might see some uptick towards 455 kind of zone. So I think a good base has been created somewhere around 420 odd levels. Keep that as a trading stop loss. 455, 460 would be ideal, target in a shorter term in this stock.
Okay, let's take the next query. Again, that comes in on, I think, Yes Bank we've addressed again. Vivek Sharma wants, he has Yes Bank futures and he's buying on dips till 149. He has a very specific query, Ashish. He's saying the charts on Yes Bank are showing a double bottom. Are you seeing something like that? And will that strategy of buying till 148.95 work? I think we'll take it because it's a very specific query.
But I don't see any double bottom getting formed in Yes Bank.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. The other stock which over the past few days has been under pressure is DV's Lab. Gaurav, what do you make of DV's Lab? Is it a buy on dip strategy, or will this see more selling pressure going ahead?
It has a strong resistance area of 1500. For me, at the time being, it is a sell on rise candidate, and if it trades below the levels of 1440, 1445, it can see a decent breakdown sort of, which can take it towards the level of 1375, 1380. For me, it is an avoid as far as buying is concerned. For selling, sell on rise would be a good strategy.
All right, well, moving on, I think we can take maybe one or two more questions. So we have Repco Home Finance, which is also in focus right now. And again, that one's also seeing a severe dip, a lot of weakness here. Rollover standing at 73%, and December's futures is seeing some amount of accumulation. It's at around 340. Ashish, what would your approach be here?
No, looks weak to me. In fact, I think 310, 315 is what one can expect this stock to hit. Even below that is possible, because heavy short buildup is being witnessed. We saw some recovery, but that was a very mild recovery, and I think again shorts are getting active into the stock. So if you are on the long side, ideally you should keep 340 as your stop loss. If you are on the short side, keep 355 as your trading stop loss. On downside, 310, 315 could be short term target in Repco Homes on downside.
Okay, we'll just take the final few queries. Deepak Senthil Kumar wants a view on RBL for the next series. Gaurav, what should he do for RBL? It's been looking rather weak over the past few days. What should he do?
RBL Bank has a strong resistance at the area of 555, 560. The breakouts are seen only if it sustains above the level of 565. For me, it would be a sell and rise candidate. Any jump towards 545, 550 would be a good selling opportunity. Stop loss of 560. So for timing, avoid trying to find a bottom in RBL Bank and use any jump to build fresh shorts.
Okay, guys, we're out of time on this show, so I'm going to thank both our experts, Ashish and Gaurav, for joining us and taking us through their views as well as solving some of our viewer queries. And with that, it's a wrap in this edition of the F&O Show. But for more news and updates, stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint Live.